Hey friends, welcome to day 15 of QuaranTunes. Thank you all for tuning into my ridiculousness yesterday. If you did, if you haven't watched it yet, and you want to see or listen to a ridiculous story of me and the first time I ever got high, and only time, definitely tune in. Um, I don't even know what to say. I'm glad y'all enjoyed my dumbass, basically. And I know there was some interest for the other story that I mentioned, and I have decided I will talk about that on Saturday. So tune in on Saturday if you want to hear an even more ridiculous story that is just so, just so cringeworthy and probably would make some of you look differently at me, honestly. Yeah. It's going to be interesting. Um, and I've told some of you about it. I've texted it out in messages and stuff. But honestly, if you've read that from me, I mean, it's so much better me just talking about it and riffing on it. Trust me. Trust me, it'll be worth the wait. You're going to love it. Or you're going to hate it and think, oh, God, I'm unfollowing right away. But I don't think you will, because I think you're going to think it's hilarious. Because it honestly is fucking funny as shit. So, come back on Saturday for that one. But today, we have another song. Obviously, why are we even here? Bon Iver, For Emma. I promised it last week. It's here today. I didn't want to do any research and practice anything new. And I know this one by heart. It's easy, 3 chords, very minimal lyrics. We can do it in a breeze, in a hot minute, whatever. Yeah, so we're gonna do that one today. I wore my basketball shirt, my NBA logo shirt, in honor of Justin Vernon, who, as you may or may not know, the mastermind behind Bon Iver, is a big basketball fan, and as am I. I love basketball. God, I miss sports. I should be watching playoffs right now, man. I should be watching basketball playoffs. I should be watching hockey playoffs, too. Stanley Cup. God damn it. Goddamn coronavirus fucking my shit up. I miss sports. And I was never a big sports fan growing up, but man, I hit adulthood and it was like a switch just flipped. It must have been all that testosterone, I guess. I was such a late bloomer, I guess. Boom, you grow a beard, you suddenly like sports. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I'm so desperate for sports, I'd probably watch baseball, and I don't even like baseball, at all. But you know what? I would throw a ball game on right now and watch it. But anyway, Bon Iver, Justin Vernon, from good old Eau Claire, Wisconsin. And that's how you got to say it, Wisconsin. It's not Wisconsin, Wisconsin. I know this because I lived in Minnesota for 4 years while my wife was going to medical school there. We moved up to Minnesota. And this is a fun story for all of you people. And visited Wisconsin a couple times. Drove through Eau Claire once. There's nothing there, really. I mean, I can honestly understand why Justin Vernon would lock himself in a cabin and just record sad breakup songs, because there's fucking nothing to do, especially when it's goddamn cold as fucking shit up there. And y'all know it's true. You live up north, all you Canadians, Catherine, and anyone else that lives up there. I mean, Jesus Christ, I don't know how y'all do it day in and day out every year. When it's winter for goddamn 9 months out of the year. Terrible. Awful. An awful way to live. I mean, you get used to it. I did. It's but you just does never hit. You never, I mean, that first time you feel that cold is there's nothing like it, experiencing that fucking cold for the first time is absurd. And this is coming from a good old country boy who is used to blistering hot summers and, tornadoes in the spring, which, I mean, it's springtime, so the tornadoes are coming. But goddamn, that fucking freezing ass cold is something else. And I don't really want to go back and experience it. But I would totally visit in the summer because summers up there are beautiful. No doubt about it. Green everywhere, pine trees, and beautiful nature hikes and forests and shit. We lived for 2 years in Duluth, Minnesota, which, if you know anything about that, where are my Duluth people at? Holla. No one probably, because barely anybody watches this. But we're going to talk about Duluth for a minute, because I don't fucking care. Duluth is right on the edge of Lake Superior. And if you know anything about Lake Superior and the Great Lakes, they're fucking oceans of fresh water. And I mean, goddamn, like, it's literally a fucking ocean. You sit it right there on the shore, and you can't see shit. It's just water. And it's crazy. I mean, it's fucking insane. And Duluth is built up on a hill right there on the shoreline of Lake Superior, like kind of like the mouth, like the very tip right there, the edge. I don't know. And goddamn, what a stupid fucking city. I mean that in the best possible way. What a stupid fucking design for a city that experiences winter for so long. Is this, let's just build this city on this hill, where basically all the city is on this hill. So those fucking streets are like fucking San Francisco, and it's just the steepest motherfucker, and it's gonna snow, and it's like, we're gonna die. We're all gonna die. Absolutely absurd. But hey, that's Duluth. It is beautiful, though. I'll give you that. There's nothing like walking along the canal of Lake Superior and you watch the giant fucking barges go by under the iconic Duluth lift bridge. Really fucking cool. Really cool place to visit. Highly would recommend visiting it if you're ever in, the middle of nowhere, Minnesota. Really cool place. But, so anyway, Duluth is like right next to Wisconsin. And literally you can see it from the other side. You see it, like the lake is like, there's like a little tiny like tributary river thing, and you see Superior, Wisconsin right there. And obviously the Duluth people are like, Superior sucks. And honestly, it's true. I'm sorry, Wisconsin people, if you're from Superior. Superior is terrible compared to Duluth. It is god awful. But you drive over the bridge, the Richard J. Bong Memorial Bridge, or as I like to affectionately call it, the Dick Bong Bridge, because I'm, perpetually adolescent boy, apparently. Don't act like you weren't thinking it too. Come on. Dick Bong, he's a war hero or something, so you shall feel ashamed of yourselves. But yeah, you cross the Dick Bong Bridge, and you go to Superior, Wisconsin, and it sucks. I only was there a few times. Number one, to just like say I was in Wisconsin. Number two, to eat these like awesome cheeseburgers that this bar has, and like number three, to go to like a dollar movie theater. But anyway, you go through Wisconsin and you drive, and eventually you're gonna hit Eau Claire. You drive down the highway, and we did that one time going to a basketball game. Wow, we're coming full circle. This all had a point. Yeah, we drove down to Milwaukee from Duluth to go to a basketball game. And we drove through Eau Claire, and I was like, hey, Bon Iver! And then we didn't see anyone of note that I know of. So basically, all that is to tell you that I apparently have a little bit of experience in the upper Midwest of America. So I've got a lot more stories about that kind of shit, and the winters, and the people, the interesting people I met. Maybe I'll think of something else some other time and talk to you about it. But it's fun. It's interesting to go up there. Different cultures from where I kind of come from, It's this, the accents are fun. That kind of upper Midwest accent, very Fargo-y, right? You think of Fargo, oh yeah, don't you know, that kind of stuff. And I mean, you meet those people, that's for sure. But most people aren't don't really talk like that. Most if you get like the old school, like kind of more rural kind of people, you get that, you really get that accent, yeah. But most of the time, most people talk pretty normal. And I don't know, do I have an accent? Does it sound like I have any kind of an accent in terms of like country accent or like any kind of drawl or a twang? Because when I did this interview for the Phone First job up there for a school. I know I'm getting off track. Fuck you, Madeline. Okay, but I did this interview, and the lady that I was interviewing was like, "Oh, because I was going to a school, right? I told you about this high school yesterday that I was going to work in there, and that was in Duluth." And she was like, "Oh," or actually, her accent was pretty kind of like, "Oh yeah," and she was like, "Oh, well, I think all the girls are just gonna love your southern accent." And I was like, "Southern accent? What?" So I was like, "Okay, that's flattering, but I don't really need a lot of teenage girls hounding me. Don't stand so close to me, right? You know, Vivi." But anyway, accents are fun, aren't they? I'm sure some of y'all got some great accents that I would love to hear at some point. But you never do any cool videos for me, so it's pretty one-sided, don't you think? Yeah, it is. So think about that. You think about that. Okay? I'm out here busting my ass every day, bringing out QuaranTunes, and nobody ever sends me any cool videos. Okay? Anyway, I've gotten off topic and I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. So let's get to the song. Great song. Love this song. I love that whole album, For Emma Forever Ago. Great album. I love breakup albums, and that is a great breakup album. You know, it's no blood on the tracks. Bob Dylan. I mean, come on. Oh, Bob Dylan, born in Duluth, by the way. So obviously, I really enjoyed that. But yeah, cool album. For Emma Forever Ago. If you've listened to it, it's fun. It's a nice little indie kind of acoustic-y, sad alternative album, which I love. Makes me think of Minnesota. So this one is from Minnesota here today, y'all. This makes me think of living in the cold-ass motherfucking tundra. And good times, reminiscing, good time. That's been, 4, 6, oh shit. No, that's been quite a while. 8 years ago, hasn't it? Since we moved there. Wow. I don't live there anymore, if you haven't figured it out. Back home, where it's warm, but I miss it sometimes. We'll go back sometime. Anyway, time to take a drink of some water, get to these tunes. Hope you enjoy it. I love you guys. Nothing like a good little bit of water. All right, here we go. Oh, whoa. I want to do falsetto there. I'm gonna have to have another drink there. I do apologize. Whoa. Is that disgusting? I'm sorry. Let's try that again. No, we're not gonna be able to do that. Okay, no. death on the sunny snow. For every life, forego the parable and seek the light. My knees are cold. Running home, running home, running home, running home. Go find another lover to bring her to string along. With all your lies, you're still very lovable. I tour the light, so many foreign roads. For Emma, forever ago. For Emma, Bon Iver, thank you for tuning in today, guys. Sorry about the lack of falsetto there. I was hoping for it. Not today. Not today. Too high for me. Don't know how he does it, I guess. Oh well. You'll forgive me. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow. I'll have another fun one for you. Maybe a request. Maybe Runaway. Madeline, Katie, Catherine, maybe. We'll see. Keep the fire. Stay gold. Love you guys.